Good morning, welcome to my channel. My name is Julie, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm losing weight following the Slimming World plan, and if you're existing, thanks for coming back. Today is Tuesday and it's the 28th of July. Sorry, I couldn't actually focus on my watch then. I've got this morning and I've done my weighing update, so I'm going to try and edit that video quickly before I start work today. And I've got a what I eat in a day to edit and put up before I start work today. So I really need to crack on with my day. I'm extremely tired. I've got up this morning and I'm really tired. I was really tired when I went to bed last night. Really exhausted. So I'm hoping that I find some energy from somewhere today. I don't quite know how, but I'm going to try and eat properly today. I'm going to try and do 3 meals, and I'm going to try and sort of feed my body for my workouts and things. So we'll see how we get on with that. I've got to pop to my mum's at lunchtime today because it's her birthday tomorrow, so I need to see her. I'm working out after work today, so we're going to be tight on time again. Certainly if I want to keep my meals earlier in the day, if you see my weighing update video, then that's one of my aims for this week, is to try and eat earlier, because it's snuck back and it's been sort of like one of the days it was 11 o'clock I was eating last week again, and 10 o'clock is quite normal. So I want to try and push it a little bit earlier if I can. So I could do with doing some prep during the day, really, if I can today. But I've got another big deadline today, so it's going to be a head down day from a work point of view until I've met that deadline. After that deadline's out the way, I can ease off a little tiny bit. So we'll just see how we get on. I just need to focus for this morning and see how I get on. So anyway, I shall leave you for now. I'm not having breakfast yet. I don't want to have a huge breakfast today because it affects me having lunch. I really need to have lunch because that is what's going to fuel my workout. So I'll probably aim to have my breakfast 9ish this morning, and I'll probably pop down to my mum's. I'll probably try and have my lunch when I come back from my mum's, because that way then it will probably be still in my system to fuel me for my workout, because I'm aiming to do my workout at 4. So if I come back from my mum's for like 1, half 1, and I have my lunch then, I think that should work quite well. So we'll see how we get on, and I shall show you when I have something to eat. Good morning, and here is my breakfast. This is my go-to one at the moment for something easy. I've got strawberries and raspberries under here, which is all speed. Then on top of it, I've got the Kvarg coconut flavour, which I've not tried before. And then on top of that, I've got 1 meringue, which has just been broken up, so it's almost like an eaten mess. So it's 2.5 for the meringue nest and half for the Kvarg. So this is 3 sins for breakfast, but it should be filling because obviously that's a protein quark, so hopefully it will fill me up. And with it, I've also got a cup of tea. So I shall catch you later for lunch. This coconut Kvarg is really nice. I think it'd be even nicer if you had it with pineapple rather than strawberries, because it would be like having pina colada in a bowl. Not so sure about having that for breakfast, but if it was like at a barbecue and it's a hot summer's day, you could make like a pineapple kind of eaten mess type affair, and it would be delicious, and perhaps have some alcohol in it. I don't know, perhaps that's just how I'm feeling this morning. But anyway, I just thought I'd let you know, because I've not tried this one before. It is really nice, really nice. So I shall catch you later. So here's my lunch today. I've got a jacket potato that's been baked in the microwave. That's sin free. I've got no butter or cheese on it or anything like that. I've just got half a pack of the pasta and sauce mac and cheese on top. The packet that I had in the cupboard is actually slightly smaller than the one in the app, but I'm still going to use the one that's on the app just to safeguard my weight loss, and it's 3.5 sins for the entire pack. So I'm going to consider 2 sins for mine, which is more than it perhaps should be, just to help me along a little bit. Then over here I've got some of the coleslaw I made last night that had some light and light mayo on, so I'm going to count half a sin for that. And over here I've got some salad with just a drizzle of the Bramwell's light salad cream, so I think I'm only going to count half a sin for that, because I've overcounted sins on that, and I've overcounted sins on my mayo on here. So I think in total I'm going to consider this to be 4 sins, and that should cover it. I'm going to eat this now. It's actually now 10 to 3, so it's later than I wanted to be. But I got held up in traffic coming back from my mum, so I'm going to eat this whilst I carry on working. I'm supposed to be working out at 4, which is quite soon, and it's a cardio workout, so I'm hoping this digests in time. And I'll catch you later. Well, that's another workout done. This was the cardio one today, and it was tough, really hot and sweaty again. But actually I did feel a bit stronger. So like on the pike ones where I've really struggled because I think I've got no core strength, there's certainly my lower core. I actually managed a few that seemed reasonable enough today, so I was quite pleased with myself. By the last round I was gone, I was completely useless, but the first round I actually managed some fairly decent ones, so I do feel like I've improved slightly, which is a little bonus. So yeah, I'm going to go and grab a shower now, and then I'm going to take Luna out for a walk, and then I'm going to try and get dinner on. And currently it's 5 o'clock, so if I'm quick with my shower and take Luna for a walk, I might even be able to start on dinner at like 6 o'clock, so we might even be able to eat before 8. And I shall catch you for the next bit. So I've sat down trying to figure out what I'm making for dinner, and I'm going to do what I always do really, and make something up. I've looked at some recipes for sort of a salsa chicken rice bowl, and I had a look, and I've got these 2 jars of salsa, and both have got probably a tablespoon in. Kids obviously opened 2 separate jars. Don't even know how they've been open for, they might be horrible inside, but there's literally a tablespoon in both. So I'm going to use it anyway, because I might as well, there's no point keeping that in the fridge. And I've got chicken breasts, I've got some long grain rice, I've got some chopped onions, some garlic, I've got a bit of coriander out of my garden, there's not a huge amount there. I've also got a tin of chopped tomatoes, a tin of the taco beans, I've got some chicken stock, and then I've got out various spices. I've got some paprika, onion salt, chilli, garlic salt, Italian herbs, some cumin, and some cayenne. I might look and see if I've got some extra coriander leaf actually, because I could do with some coriander, and I've got some peppers. So I'm basically going to fry off the onions and the peppers in the Instant Pot, then I'm going to layer the chicken on top, and then I'm going to put the rice on top of that, and then I'm going to chuck everything else in. In fact, I'll probably put the seasonings in before that. Throw everything else in, and I'm going to put it on for like 10 minutes, and hopefully it'll be like shredded chicken with like a spicy rice with it. And then at the very end I'm probably going to stir a bit of cheese through the top or something similar. See what happens anyway when it comes out. It might not work, it might work, but we'll give it a go. Just remembered I've also got some mixed chillies that's going to go in here. If you look at the date on them, they're about a week out of date. They're absolutely fine, it's just when I bought them, so more old stuff going into this box. Waste not, want not. So in here I've got, apart from it starting to catch because there's any firelight in here, I've got onions, I've got a green chilli with all the seeds removed that I've chopped up fine, and garlic, and I'm just pressing that away. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a bit of water in a minute, just so that I can kind of deglaze the pan a bit at the bottom, just because I don't want it to start to burn when I put all the ingredients in. Sorry if it's glaring a bit, because the lights come on the flash on my camera. So yeah, the important bit with the Instant Pot is to make sure that when you're sauteing, if you get any sort of caramelised bits, shall we say, at the bottom, it's really important to make sure that you get rid of them before you start the pressure bit, because you'll just get a burn notice and it won't get to pressure. So you see where I've deglazed the pan now, there's no sort of black bits at the bottom, and the onions are now nicely caramelised. So I'm actually going to switch it off at that point, because I think actually it's got enough heat in here now for when I put the sliced peppers and stuff in that it should be fine. I don't really need to sort of brown those up anyway. So this is the bit that I'm not so good at, because I tend to be a chuck it all in and see what happens. So because I'm trying to do this as a bit more of a tutorial, and in case anyone else wants to make it, I've tried to measure my herbs and spices out, so I'll see what it comes out like. But basically I've got a tablespoon of coriander leaf, I've got a tablespoon of the Italian herb seasoning, I've got a teaspoon of garlic salt, a teaspoon of cumin, I've got a teaspoon of paprika, and then I've got a teaspoon of onion salt, and then in the middle I've got a teaspoon of chilli powder, but a quarter of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, because cayenne pepper is quite spicy and I don't want to overpower it too much. So I'm going to mix all these seasonings together now, and then as soon as I put my chicken breasts in on top of the mixture that's in here currently, which is the onions and peppers and garlic, I'll throw this seasoning over the top, and then once I've got that over the top, I'm then going to put my rice on, And then I'm going to put on the taco beans followed by the tomatoes, and then I'm going to pour the stock over the top. So hopefully that will stop it from burning, because the things I don't really want to be at the bottom are the tomatoes and the beans, because they're more likely to stick and burn. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to pile it all into my Instant Pot, and then it should only need about 8 minutes on high pressure, depending on how many chicken breasts I'm putting in. But 8 to 10 minutes normally, but I'm going to put it on for 8 I think, and then I shall leave it for 10 minutes natural release at the end of the cooking time, and then hopefully it should all be done. So the chicken's gone in, all the spices have gone in, and then I put 350 grams of white rice on top. This dollop here is the amount of salsa that was left in those 2 jars, so it's probably about 2 tablespoons worth of that salsa. Obviously there are sins in that salsa, but because there's 2 tablespoons and it's going to be split between at least 5 of us, I'm not going to bother to even count it, to be honest. It's going to be negligible. It'll probably be only about half a sin, something like that at the very most. So I'm going to put the taco beans and the tomatoes in and the stock now, and then I'm going to put it on. By the way, sorry for the state of my Instant Pot. It looks far worse than it actually is. I don't know what these marks are, but around here it's really hard to get into this groove, so I'm going to make it my mission to try and clean it at some point. I don't know if I mentioned, it's actually 700 mils worth of chicken stock that's gone in, so it's double the amount of the rice. So that's the Instant Pot all loaded up, ready to go. The stock's in, and then the taco beans have gone in, and then finally the chopped tomatoes. I'm not going to mix it, I don't want to risk it burning, so I'll show you once I've done it. So I've put the lid on now. Make sure the valve's set to sealing, which it is, and then it's simply pressure cook, and I'm going to put it on for 8 minutes. And we wait, and then it should say on, and then it should start to heat itself up ready for pressure. There we go. And I do make it sound like I'm on commission for the Instant Pot, but I'm really not. But the thing I love about it is that now that's done that, as long as it doesn't have the burn notice on it, I can walk away and get on with other things. So whilst that's on now, I'm going to put all my herbs and spices away, my rice away. I'm going to clean all my sides down, because my kitchen is a bit of a mess, to be fair. Kids are at home, they're doing their own thing when it comes to food. And then if I've got time, I'm going to quickly sweep my floor and see if I can steam up my floor. And by the time I've done all that, hopefully this will be done. So I shall see you in a bit. So this is one of those dreaded times that I was dreading. So I've had a burn notice twice, so rather than keep trying to get it to pressure and get it to cook, I'm going to take it out and put it in the oven. It looks like, to be honest, it's more or less cooked anyway, so I'm going to stick it in the oven just for sort of a few minutes and see what it looks like. So if you see, I'll just put the light on so you can see a bit better. The chicken does look like it's more or less cooked, to be fair, and so does the rice, but I'm still going to cover it with foil and stick it in the oven. It was definitely the right decision, because if you look at the state of the Instant Pot inside, it's really, really burnt on. So there's no way if I'd have kept sticking that on it would have ever worked in a million years. So I think for reference for next time, I might just cook the chicken in the Instant Pot and stick the rice in separately, and perhaps cook it in the oven, or I don't know, it just needs tweaking. Sometimes Instant Pot's brilliant, sometimes it does burn, so this is one of those times. So the Instant Pot obviously was a bit of a fail tonight, so the chicken is in the oven. Looks like it's about 5 minutes away. Since it's been on, I've cleaned and mopped the kitchen floor, I've emptied my washing machine and put the dishwasher on. So I'm just waiting for it to finish cooking, and then after that's done, I think I'm cutting my youngest hair, so hopefully I'll get to sit down later on tonight and to relax for a bit. Here is my evening meal. I've got the chicken and the, well, it's like salsa Mexican rice type dish. I always call it a type dish because it's kind of made up, so it doesn't really have a name, but it's kind of Mexican inspired rice and chicken. So there's quite a lot. Look in the tray. There's loads under here. Only Ewan and I have had some so far. Tom's still at work, Chloe's still at work, and Eddie's streaming, so there isn't a huge amount of speed apart from obviously the peppers and the onions in here and the tomatoes, but I haven't got a huge portion. I've just got an average size portion. I just really can't be bothered to cook anymore. I was going to do some mushrooms and stuff on the side, but I just want to sit and eat now. It is now 9:15, so all my best efforts at eating early have kind of gone out the window, mainly because I decided I was going to cut Ewan's hair before I have dinner, mainly so I can go and relax now. I can sit down and not have to move again. His hair's all cut, I've re-swept and cleaned the floor again, so I'm done for the day. So I'm going to eat this. I probably am going to have some pudding, and I'll show you when I have it. So this is what I'm having for my pudding. It's another one of the sherbet lollies. It's 2.5 sins. And I've got a little friend. I did get her a bit of chicken out, but she's just left it. But she's just come up to see me. She's turned away now because she doesn't want the camera. Luna, is it too bright? Is it too bright? I know. You're a good girl. Hello. Hello. You want some of this, don't you? I know. So I think I'm finishing on about 10 sins for the day, and I shall catch you tomorrow for the next one. Bye. So I originally said I was done for the night, but I've decided that I fancy some iced rings, and these are 4.5 sins, so this will bring me up to almost 15, which is higher than I normally like to go, but I just feel like I fancied some. And I shall see you tomorrow for the next one. Bye.